This is Pastor Dennis Cahill from Christ Community Church, and I have a word for you today from the Word of God. It's 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6, which says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you." My biggest battle is with pride. The desire to be important, the desire to be special, the desire to be first. But I've discovered that pride is the enemy. I cannot experience the power and the presence of God and be proud at the same time. So I must choose pride or the power and presence of God. Well, this verse tells us how to experience the power and the presence of the living God. It happens as we humble ourselves. This is totally countercultural. The world around us tells us that we're to put ourselves forward. We're to seek to be number one, to be the most important. And yet we're told to humble ourselves. The best definition of humility that I have heard is that seeing ourselves as we really are. Seeing ourselves as we are before God, in the sight of God. And it turns out we're not as important as we think we are. The verse tells us to humble ourselves. We are to seek the lower position. We are to seek to be second, to be less important. We are to seek humility. Jesus is our example in this. Jesus came not to be served, but to serve. And in John 13, he washed the feet of his disciples, the most menial of all possible tasks. He humbled himself. And we are to follow his example. It says we are to do this under the mighty hand of God. This reminds us of God's protection and his power, that God is mighty beyond our comprehension. So it just makes sense that we would humble ourselves under his mighty hand. And the result of it is that one day he will exalt us at just the right time, at the proper time, that God knows is the proper time. We don't know when that is, but we know that God will exalt us. This is our motivation, because we know that God one day will exalt us. We humble ourselves now under his mighty hands. One of the evil one's greatest tools and most destructive tools is pride. Using pride, he has destroyed many, many lives. So my plan, as I begin this day, by the grace of God, is to live and to seek to humble myself under God's mighty hand. And one day, it may not be till eternity, he will exalt me. How about you?